Definitely. I think we've made some strides since last season, and guys have had a good off season. They've been working hard, and just their understanding of what we're trying to accomplish. We're doing more than just running plays. We're starting to understand, and that's the best thing that's happening right now.
Emmanuel, as we all know, can be a beast at times, but he's also rather new to the game. Where do you see him making his biggest gains in terms of knowledge and being able to use that to make plays?
Well, the first thing is that he's getting closer to being healthy. He had the wrist injury, which was a drawback for him, so he kind of missed last spring, and it was kind of a hindrance to him during early camp. But he's just learning the position. He wasn't really a true defensive end. He played more of an outside linebacker, his freshman year, and then in high school he was kind of all over the place. So just his familiarity with the position is pretty fresh. But the biggest strides I see him making right now is just his pass rush and being able to have an edge presence.
Coach, obviously with the spring moving up, Bobo's talked about a longer lift season. What can that do for some, especially those young guys, D-line? It seems to take a little time to get up to size and strength. Do you kind of see that being a big room for you guys to gain there?
I definitely see it as a bonus, especially for guys like Rushton Roberts, some of the young guys. And, we've got pretty decent strength with, the Emmanuels and Hubbards, and those guys are pretty strong at this point anyway. But I think it pushes things up to get you a little bit more work in the weight room, a little bit more explosiveness. And then if you do have some injuries or something, it gives you time to heal and recover a little bit longer period of time.
You guys have a pretty young group up front there, and kind of what are sort of the pros and cons that come with that?
Well, it's a lot of fun. Number one, the guys, they don't have bad habits. When you get kids when they're young, they learn what you teach them. So I don't have to break habits, and they're learning our defense and the techniques that we want them to execute in our defense. So it's definitely a bonus that way. The biggest drawback is just guys knowing how to press themselves and strain, and once they get exhausted and tired, how to continue to push, and they just don't know how far they really can go.
For Devin Phillips, who started the first 10 games, probably started every game had he not got hurt, did he have an impressive true freshman season in your eyes? And what do you look forward to most with him?
He was very consistent. I've never had a freshman, I shouldn't say never, I've had one freshman in 30 years of coaching that was able to start and play Division I football. So he's a special kid in that respect. I think that he'll make more plays coming in the future. He did his job this year. He didn't blow many assignments. He was very consistent. But I see him, in the second year really taking a step forward and being a more productive player.
So he took up space last year, probably absorbed blocks. Do you expect him to be more penetrating, create more chaos in the backfield this year?
I do. I see him getting off blocks a lot better. He's developed some techniques, and we call one of them Shed X, and he's doing it to perfection. He's learning how to engage and when to get off. It's kind of tough in there because sometimes you get off too early and guys reblock you and you get washed out of there. So he's learning the timing and the technique of it, of how to be effective.
Like you mentioned a little bit, this is your second year with them. So the freshman, you got to teach them how to do the right way, obviously. But do you see the other guys learning your way and adapting, and you're seeing gains in that aspect?
Well, I think they all are. It's a different defense. It requires different techniques and a different thought process. They were more of a read defense for the defensive line prior to us getting here, so it's more of an attacking style. So I think they're all making some moves and gains in that respect. And, everybody's getting better. The second go-around is everybody's contributing, and a lot of guys played last year. We got a decent rotation, so, guys are feeling good about themselves and what we're trying to get accomplished. And, just trying to teach them the next level of the game, instead of just surviving and doing your job, why we do what we do, how to do it better, what are the counters, what are the different things you can do in the defense now.
You get Bates in, you're going to bring him in as a grad transfer, and then you should get Toby McBride back once he gets healthy. Do you feel like you can get to that, Bo was talked about it before, that rotation of like 3 different lines? You go 9 deep on that front, or can you get close to that where you can rotate the way you want?
If everybody's healthy, I think we've got enough talent to do that. I kind of always use the saying a pair and a spare at each position. So, 2 defensive ends, 2 D tackles, 2 noses, so on and so forth, and then a 5th guy to get you to 10 guys that you can prepare. You know, any more than that, you can't really get them the reps during the course of the week. But, you know, with Richard back, if he gets healthy, and Toby and Livy, I mean, we've got some guys that have got some talent, and hopefully I can roll them in and roll them out and keep them fresh. You know, and like you said, with Bates coming in, that gives you a mature guy, and I mean, we could be decent if we keep them all healthy.